Right. So let's say here I have created two tables. One table is called customer table. Another table is called orders table. Okay. So let's see what is inside the customer table and what is inside the order table. So the first table is called customer table, where we have the customer ID, last name of that customer, first name of that customer. Okay, so the name has been swapped out, or you just swapped out. It doesn't matter. This is the name of the customer, and then there is a city of the customer. And then in another table, we have order ID, customer ID, and order date. So this is the order ID that some customer has done the order. This is the customer ID who have done the order. And this is the date when the order has been created or order has been done. Okay. Now, you see the syntax for creating the table that we already have, like create table customer ID we have taken as integer, we made as a primary key, last name we have taken, and the first name we have taken, and the city we have taken, right? So these are different attribute of the customer. Then we have created the order table, where we have the order ID here. We have the order ID, which is a primary key. Then we have the customer ID again, which is an integer, and the order date is of date type. Now this customer ID is we are making as a foreign key with reference to the customer's foreign key. So in the order table, there is the customer ID, and here also we have the customer ID. So this customer ID, which is a primary key, now it will become the foreign key here. So in that way, order and the customer has been made a relation that customer place the order in the order, right? And then the value has been inserted like this. Okay, so the value has been inserted like this, and in that way you can see that the two table has been generated. So this is one table where we have customer detail. This is another table, we have the order detail. Now we'll see the join operation one by one in all those tables. So the first we'll see the inner join operation. So what inner join says that? Inner join says that when we join two tables, we join based on some condition. Okay. And this is the condition that we'll use on, some on will use keyword, and then we'll put some conditions, right? So for that syntax already I have written that. Let's use it and I'll explain it what that particular query is. Now here I have written select customer.customer ID, order.order ID, and order.date. Now what I have written, customer.customer ID means from the customer table will produce the attribute as customer ID. From order table, I'll produce the attribute as order ID. And from the order table again, I'll produce the attribute as the order date. It means that from this customer table, this customer ID will be given as output. Then from the order table, this order ID and order date will be given as a output. Now from customer table, will do the inner join with order table, and on after that on we'll put the condition, and condition is customer id will be equal to customer id. So you see customer id is common in both, right? So the customer id of customer table is nothing but the primary key, and customer id in orders table is nothing but the foreign key. And we made the output based on the order by customer id. It means that we get the output based on the ascending order of the customer id, right? Ascending of the customer id. So this particular query is for the inner join. So let's run this. Now it is producing the result. So what I am getting customer ID, I am getting order ID, and I am getting order date. Now it is showing the customer ID who has done the order. So customer ID 1 has done the order, and the order ID is 143, and it has done the order on 1st of March 2001. 2021. Then customer ID 1 again has done the order, which is 221 order number, and the date is this. Customer 2 has done order, customer 4 has done 2 order, customer 5 has done order, customer 7 has done 2 order, and customer 8 has done some order, right? So in that way, we got the values. So what value we'll get? We'll get the values which is common and which is based on this condition. The condition says that the customer ID of the customer table will be equal to the order customer's ID, right? So wherever we find out the equality in between the customer ID and the orders customer ID, we are producing the output. So you can see customer 1, customer 2, 3 has not done any order, 4, 5, 6 has not done any order, 7, 8. So we have 8 customer from where 3 and 6 has not produced any order till now, right? So in that way, we'll find out the query. So what that is actually this will producing the value like this. Now this is your inner join. Okay, this is your inner join. Now, if I want to find out the outer join, so what is the syntax for that? So outer is of 3 types: left outer, right outer, and full outer. Now, if we'll go for the left outer join, it produces the data, which is all the data from the left side, but only the match data from the right side. So you see here, if I'll write left outer join, and so here the left side table is customer table and the right side table is the order table. So all the data from customer side will be produced. So here you can see there, here from the customer table, we doesn't have the data 3, we doesn't have the data 6. But if I'll execute this query, I'll get the data from 3 also and 6 also. But to matching the data of 3 and 6, order ID is not there as well as date is not there because the 3 and 6 has not produced anything, right? So let's see how we'll get the output with this. So what changes I have done? I have written, instead of inner join, I have written left outer join. That's all. The rest of the thing is the same. So you can see here what I am getting. I'm getting customer 1 with the order ID, customer 2 also with the order ID and the date, but customer 3 does not have any order ID as well as it doesn't have any date. Now customer 6 also the same thing. So I hope you understood. The left outer join is producing all the data from the left table, but only the data which is matching from the right side. So that's why these data we are taking we are getting as a null data. Now The next one is the right outer join. Now, in the right outer join, what will happen is all the data from the right side will be produced, and only the data which is satisfying the condition of the left hand side is going to be produced. So if I am writing here, instead of left, if I write right outer join, then we'll get the output, and that output we'll see here. So this is the output that we are getting. Now here, the right hand side part, all the data is there. Means we have the 9 record into that particular table. So all the 9 records are there. And from the customer table, we are getting those customer detail which satisfying the condition, Okay. So here it is producing the same results as the inner join. Whatever the inner join is producing the result, the same result the right outer join is also producing. Now that we have seen as a right outer join. So this is left. Now we'll go for right. Now let's go for the full outer join. Now what happened in the full outer join? It says that all the data from the left side of the table, which is a customer table, and all the data from the right hand side of the table, which is the order table, both the data will be produced, as well as the data which is common and which is satisfying the condition will also going to be produced, right? So let's run this. So as you can see, all the data from left hand side and all the data from right hand side, you can find it here. So left hand side table, we have 8 record. Right hand side, which is your orders table, we have 9 record. So there we have 8 record, here we have 9 record. But what records we are getting with this query is 11. Why? Because these records are not find, or these match is not find into the orders table. That's why this is coming as null. So this is the same value which we are getting as a right outer join. We are getting with the full outer join. Now, even though we are getting the same data that we are getting with the right outer join, sorry, a left outer join as a full outer join, but still we are not bothering about it. We are just looking here is how whatever we have learned is working. So we have seen inner join, we have seen outer join. Now we'll see the next one, which is called natural join. Now we'll see the natural join. Now, what I told you about the natural join is all about the same or the common column name. If the common column will be there in between two tables, the compiler will automatically find it out, or this query compilation process automatically find it out that which is the common one, and in which they will apply the equal to condition and they will get the result. So let's apply this here. So this is called natural join. Let's write it down natural here. Natural. And here in the natural join, we do not need this condition, right? This condition is not required here. Now, we are thinking like automatically it will apply the condition. Which condition? Which we have just now we have omitted. So that condition will automatically apply it there. So now let's run this. Natural join cannot have qualifier. Column used in natural join cannot have qualifier. Okay. Column used in natural join cannot have qualifier. Right. Here it will automatically remove the duplicate one. So let's do star here or asterisk here. Yes. So this is your natural join. Now here if you'll see the common which is there in the order table and customer table has been removed as an output. So we are not getting any common, right? So we are getting the customer ID and we are not getting any other customer ID because one customer ID is there in the customer table, another customer ID is there in the order table. But always we can do the order by. Let's do for order by. Order by. What we are doing is order by customer ID. Let's do that. Order by customer ID means, see, we are ordering it based on the ID of the customer. So yes, it is working. Order by is working and your natural join is also working correctly. Now here we are producing the results which are satisfying the condition, and you can see the customer ID 3 because it hasn't done any order, and customer ID is 6, it hasn't done any order. So that's why they haven't placed any order. That's why their detail is not here, if you are getting it. So because we need the customer ID in both the table, that is only satisfied. So the customer ID 3 is there in the customer table, but 3 is not there in the order table. That's why the 3 and as well as 6 is not coming as output. But those customer IDs which are there in both the tables are coming as output, even though we haven't used any condition, right? So this is the syntax for your natural join operation. This is your natural join. Now, after that, we can see the cross join. So what I told you, cross join is a Cartesian product. So whatever the rows we have, let's say we have 5 rows in one column, 5 rows in another column. So this Cartesian product will produce how many rows? 25, 5 into 5. So let's see the same thing will happen here or not. So we want customer ID, order ID and date from customer. Here we'll write cross join. And in cross join, we do not use the condition. So you see how much data it is producing. So as you can see, one data will be cope up with 9 other data of the customer order table. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how much Cartesian product is producing the data? So you can see 8 was there, 8 record are there in the in the customer table, and 9 records are there in the order table. So 9 into 8, that much of data will be produced in the cross join. So you see how much we are having. So it is not showing us all, but it is saying that there are some more rows which exist. So you see, that is the thing. This is a cross join. Cross join also we can write also in another manner. So if we'll not use the uh, this keyword, then we use like this: customer comma order. That will become your cross join. Okay, this is also producing the same result. As you can see, it's also producing the same result. So both are the same. So I hope you understood this: the inner join, left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, natural join, cross join, right? So these are all different type of join. Now we have another join which is called self join. Self join means we are joining with the same table. We want to join with the help of the same table. So that also you can do with the same table you can join. So for that you have to write the syntax like this. Let's say I am joining the customer table with itself. Okay. And I'm doing this joining. I'm doing this joining with the condition. So I'll write the syntax. Where clause. And you'll use a dot, let's say the so here the first name is your surname, okay? And last name is your actually the initial name that has been exchanged. So if I'm using any of the conditions, let's say this is the condition, like I want the customer ID and the last name from the customer table only by comparing the customer table by this. The first name of the customer table should be equal to the first name of the customer table, same customer table, right? So let's say whether it is giving some output or not. Yeah, it is producing some output, and it is producing the output like this. Now Ram 2 time it is coming because the same name has the surname, which is the same. Ray has the same name as the surname and Sonal, and that way, in that way it is coming like this. So it doesn't make any sense, but this I'm showing like we can join the same table with itself. Okay, we can join the same table with itself. So when we require, let's say in future, to join the same table with its own, then we at that time we need this type of queries to write it down. So here alias has been created. Alias means a copy of the customer table A has been created and B has been created. Right, two copy has been created for a temporary purpose, and we find out the A's customer table and the B's last name. In that way, we are producing the um, this with the help of this condition. We are producing it. That also we can write like I want 3 column instead of 2. So you see here. We're getting the output in that way. We're getting 2 copies here because and in the table it has written Ram Kumar and Arun Kumar. That's why Kumar has been coming 2 times. Sharma, we have only one Sharma. Singh, we have only one Singh. Dubey, we have only one Dubey. Patra, we have only one Patra. And Roop, we have only one. Yadav also having one instance. But Kumar, we have Ram Kumar as well as Arun Kumar. 2 Kumars are there. That's why the 2 instances are coming here. Okay. So this is how we can do the self-join operation. So I hope you understood the concept of joins, and we have different type of join available. Now, the join is also categorized into 2. One is called equijoin, another is called theta join. See, whatever join we have seen based on the condition equal to. Then all those join is also called equijoin because we have used the equal to condition here. So if you'll see this, we have equal to sign here, right? So my condition is based on the equal to sign. Is the equal to, right? Equal to. So here we have used equal, right? Now we may have this condition which is not equal. We may have the condition like maybe we have the value like greater than. Based on that, we are doing that less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. So any condition other than the equal to condition is called theta join. So I hope you get it. So whatever join we produce, whether it's an inner join or outer join or whatever join it is, if it is based on the equal to condition and we have given on keyword, after that the on condition, on keyword we have given equal to sign, then it is a equijoin. And after the on, if we have given like other than equal to, then it is called theta join.